Hey guys, welcome to the Chad Prather Show. It's the afternoon report. It is Wednesday, and we are having more fun than a tranny singing songs at a Bernie Sanders rally. Hope you guys are having a good time. And thank you for joining us this morning on Dear America. We got more to get into, fresh, new craziness and insanity to jump into this afternoon, along with some special guests. Hopefully, Party Foul Steve won't sound like a transformer, and hopefully, I won't sound like Optimus Prime trying to escape Earth at this point in time. I promise never again to go out into the wilderness and trust in Starlink or a Wi-Fi connection to do this show. It's been fun. It's been beautiful. The problem is I can't enjoy it. You know why? Because of you people, and I love you very much. That's why we're still here. So thank you. Blow up the chat. Throw those American flags in there. Click like, click subscribe, and share this episode. Don't forget, folks, you got to go over to where podcasts are offered. That's the place where you listen, you don't look, and you leave us a 5-star rating and a review. And you listen to the show. Let my soothing sounds put you to sleep every night. Me and melatonin is all you need right there at bedtime. It drives us further up the charts, and we like to watch it climb in the news commentary category. Nobody cares, just me. Just me. But please stroke my vanity and pat my bobo, and please go listen where podcasts are offered. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. There's more stuff than we can even shake a stick at today. They're lighting Teslas on fire and giving them away and trying to sell them, and suddenly Democrats are no longer interested in the planet or electric cars. You think they would be rejoicing over that. The fact that our president, Donald Trump, is touting electric cars, particularly Teslas, right there on the White House lawn. But they're not happy about anything. You know why? Because they're not happy about anything. They're literally miserable people. And they are letting that insanity, that Trump derangement syndrome, and now the EDS, the Elon derangement, it is melting their brain. And so while we're watching prices come down and inflation plummet, we're also watching the meltdown happen on the part of the progressive left. Folks, don't buy into the insane people that are on the left that are out there chattering in their echo chamber trying to make you believe that you are wrong. You're not only right, you're on the right side of history. So keep critically thinking and using common sense to expose the nonsense that is the radical, liberal, retarded left. I love you guys, and I'm glad you're here, and we're going to get into it in a moment. But before we do, I want you to text Chad the 98989 that Birch will help you take care of your financial future. Roll that 401k from the former employer that's not doing anything, just sitting there, or that savings account. Let it roll it to an IRA that is backed by precious physical metals, particularly gold. It's the thing that has been the standard for value monetarily since the beginning of time, since human history began. It's all been about gold, and Birch Gold are the folks who can help walk you through this process to make sure your future retirement plans are secure. Text Chad to 989898. Get that free, no obligation information kit. Get them on the phone. They will talk to you and help you and give you an honest assessment about where you are and where you need to be. And not only that, where you can be. Folks, don't wait any longer. We're not getting any younger, folks. There's no Benjamin Buttons out there, folks. You're not getting younger and prettier. No, you're getting older. Those days are coming. And I know every single one of us want to die in the saddle with our boots on, but folks, you need to make sure that you got that future that's secure. Text Chad to 989898. That's the phone number, 989898. It's a weird one, but text CHAD. I spell it Chad. All right. Guess where he's at? Guess where he's at? He's invaded my studio. Party Foul Steve, ladies and gentlemen. He's there. Look at you.
I know this is, man. I'm driving the ship. I got buttons. I pushed all the buttons in the studio. This is great.
I can't wait to come home to that. That's going to be fantastic. Folks, blow up the chat with a little PFS, a little Party Foul Steve, PFS, blow it up. Steve not only found a camera, he found the keys to my house, and he is there in the cave. You look good, dude. Is this what I look like? It's very slenderizing.
Exactly, it is. I think you have like a slenderizing camera or something.
And I have all the angles figured out, brother. But look how you spread out like you're royalty, dude. You're spread out like a week's worth of washing, dude.
I feel like it. I'm sitting in the the captain's chair, the Enterprise, the king's chair, or
Well, if it starts vibrating, you hit the wrong button. All right, pal. And let me just tell you, don't you go looking for it. That thing will shake you harder than that Trump bobblehead back behind you.
That sounds good to me.
Hey, don't steal nothing, and don't go through my stuff, all right? Stay out of the underwear
It's
drawer.
already too late, dude. I went through your meat drawer. I pulled out some steaks. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
Party
a
Foul.
good supper night.
He comes to my house. He pulls out the meat. in lots of different ways. It's weird. But thank God, Party Foul Steve, you are here and we can see and hear you. And maybe we won't have any glitches today. Got a big surprise for everybody. Work wife, she's in the house. Some people get offended when I say that. And guess what? I don't care. Blaze TV, my friend, my colleague, my sister mama, Sarah Gonzalez is here. Y'all put your hands together. What's up, girl?
Hi, I'm good. Oh, thank you. I didn't realize you're just letting anyone into your home, Chad.
Yeah. Well, it's just you can't keep them out.
It's just a
Yeah, I
free
can,
for all over there.
every now and then I hear squirrels running through the attic, and then I hear Party Foul Steve in the living room. So there's just you just can't keep them out. The beauty of it is when I came home last week from being wherever I was, my house was clean, which means Sweet Tea Tony, Steve's wife, she had
We
been over there.
we make a dynamic team. We come in and like just clean top bottom in and
You
out.
create the mess and Tony cleans it up.
No, I
Yeah.
don't. I'm not a messy person. I'm really
No, I
like
know
a
you're not.
clean freak. So
Yes.
it's
Yeah. Sarah Gonzalez, where have you been? What have you been doing?
Oh, well, it's been spring break season, so we just lugged our children to Universal over in Florida, spent a week there, and rode a bunch of roller coasters. And now we're
Yeah.
back as tired as ever.
What is it about vacations? We go on vacations like I'm sort of out on a vacation. This was kind of an impromptu trip out to the wilderness here in the canyon country of the hill country of Texas, out here in the canyons, and I promise you, we go home more exhausted than when we left. We don't really vacate anything. We definitely don't rest, right?
No. Well, I would say yours is probably a little more relaxing than mine.
I don't know. Between
Not
running the
sure.
Dear America show and then dealing with everybody in between shows and trying to hook everything up and making sure, I got my Starlink out here that I've been using. I am highly impressed with this Starlink thing. So kudos Elon Musk on that deal. It is lightning fast. Have you ever used one, Sarah?
I haven't.
Or yeah, it's pretty cool. You can if you're ever near me and you want to use it, it's Chad Star. That is I thought that'd be a fitting name for mine, Chad Star. You want to know what my password is? My password is LGBFJB.
Oh my gosh, that's so
That's true at the
hey,
house too. It's
Chad.
true at the house.
You're out there in the hill country late at night. Can you see the Starlinks when it goes over?
Yeah, it was a very clear night last night. I had a fire going in the fire pit right over here to my right, your left, that I promise you was fresh out of the pit of hell. It was hot, but it was a beautiful, gorgeous fire. That's one thing I know how to do as a good pyromaniac is build a fire. And we had a great campfire last night. Had some neighbors that came over. We had fun. We smoked a couple of cigars. We thought about you. We sang dirges and rededicated our lives to Jesus and threw a stick in the fire. It was a good time. We're probably going to do the same thing tonight, except we might add in a little, Woodford or Evan Williams. I don't know. Anything could happen. But I will tell you this: when you're here in Canyon Lake, there is a sushi restaurant, believe it or not, that is the best sushi on the planet. I don't know where
no
they're getting the
way.
fish. Oh, it is. Every year I go, when I come over to this part of the country, when I'm here, I go to that sushi restaurant. It is so good. So dadgum good, right here in the middle of Texas. And I mean, top notch fresh. It's incredible. Sarah, I'm going to be in Springfield, Missouri next weekend. We're kicking off our Right Side of Comedy, the Gulf of America comedy tour. And we're
Oh, that
kicking it
sounds so
off
good.
next week
That's
in
gonna be really,
Springfield,
really fun.
Missouri.
Well,
Gonna a lot.
Are you coming to Dallas on this little tour, or have you decided to
Yeah.
ghost me?
No, we're coming. I think we're coming in April. We'll be in Arlington, Texas. We'll be up there, but I need to get up there and spend a couple of days with you. I am still technically a contributor over at the place, so we will get over there and we will do it. All right, let's break into. Yeah, what are you drinking, Sarah? What is that?
It's thicker
Water?
than
Water.
water.
That's
Water?
That
Um,
ain't water.
So I made a comment yesterday. I made a joke on X, and of course, the humorless left came after me. I made a comment about egg prices dropping, and what will the left find to have a crisis and meltdown over now? And there were several people who wanted to attack me over eggs and say that egg prices were not coming down. Well, I was basing it off what the Secretary of Agriculture was saying. We are literally seeing the egg prices come down. They're down about I think like 5%. It ain't much, but they are coming down. And I really like to troll those people. So I posted a picture from back in mid-February when the whole crisis was going on, when eggs at my local Kroger, Sarah, you know about me and Kroger. I like to go mingle with the old folk early in the. I posted a picture on there, and they were $2.99 that week. They were
wow.
$2.99. And people were losing their minds. If you scroll through the comments right there, I said, now that egg prices are dropping, Democrats are frantically searching for the next thing to be fake outraged about. And of course, people lost their mind. And so they were like, you don't like, you're not. So I posted this picture right here. Scroll on down there, Mr. Producer, right there. They were $2.99. And of course, people wanted to zoom in and say, that was for 1 week only. Normally they're $4.50. Well, $4.50 is still cheaper than the $15 that you guys keep touting.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, they're below that. I was at the store, like I think I said it yesterday, but I was at the store this weekend, bought eggs, and they were down that's significant, below $4.
Here's what's so incredible about that too is that President Trump hasn't even their plan to like fix the fact that there was a total genocide of the chickens under the Biden administration hasn't even caught up to full effect yet. So we should see that more ramifications in a positive light like happen later on down the road. But the fact that he's already, this is already happening and egg prices are already lowering even before all of that is implemented is pretty significant.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting to see it. There's some confidence in the economy. People are spending their money. Now, one of the things you see the inflation index right here. It is now coming down. It is taking a free fall, which is a good thing. Inflation index is at now, I think, 2.86, 2.8, something like that, which is pretty dadgum good considering where we were with Bidenflation. Sarah, I don't know how much eggs influence and affect your life on a fundamental and existential level. But I think we're going to be okay when the laying hens grow up and start, I mean, I got a buddy, my buddy Mitch Bryant. He's on his way over here. He's going to meet me at 3 with a couple dozen eggs, still going to have the chicken poop and the feathers right on them. He's bringing them right out of his coop. Yeah.
Listen, I'm still carnivore, so I eat a lot of eggs.
Yeah.
We buy the 24 packs. So this is very much a personal battle with the egg prices. I'll take all the decrease that I can get.
I'm sure the egg producers were trying to keep that price high for a little. They're going to hold on to that as long as they can. That heightened, price.
Yeah.
The egg industrial complex.
Yes. It's a big deal.
They got egg derangement syndrome at this stage. But the CNN inflation report, Charlie Kirk said this. He put a tweet out there about the gas prices, and he said they've dropped for a third straight week. Egg prices are dropping like a rock. New jobs for native-born workers finally outpace foreigners for the first time in a year. That's an impressive stat right there. There were 10,000 new manufacturing jobs after Biden averaged a loss of 9,000 a month, trillions of dollars in new foreign direct investment in high-tech industries and auto manufacturing. Government workers lost 10,000 jobs in February versus the last 2 years of Biden, where 1 in 4 new jobs created under Biden were government jobs. Tariffs cause short-term, to that point that people forget, people want to talk about the jobs report under Biden and they were talking about how good they were. And then you talk about Doge compared to cutting these jobs. People don't understand they were inflating under Biden. They were inflating those job numbers by giving people government jobs. Mm-hmm. People tend to forget that. And now they're cutting the fat and the pigs are squealing. So the tariffs, you know what? You don't know. We don't know what tariffs are going to do. I mean, let's just be honest. No one ever knows what the tariffs are going to do, and it's going to cause some ups and downs. We saw that with the stock market. People losing their minds over the stock market. When we said that when Biden was in office, they said, the president doesn't have anything to do with the stock market, and the stock market doesn't affect the economy. Blah, 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 blah. So, again, they're going to argue with whatever they got. Sarah.
Yeah,
they make me tired.
They make me exhausted. I feel like the Biden administration aged me like 84 years. I'm the old woman on the Titanic at this point. But I mean, the thing with tariffs is really interesting to me because I understand historically there have been times where tariffs have not helped us, but President Trump has delivered on nearly every promise that he said that he was going to do, including all of a sudden we've got a ceasefire deal that Ukraine has agreed to. 2 weeks ago, Vladimir Zelensky was getting booted out of the White House without his lunch. And now all of a sudden, President Trump is negotiating with them. So for me, I'm like, I'm just going to sit back and let the man do his job because clearly he has demonstrated that he knows what he's doing. We're seeing the results of that already. It's been, 50 days and we're already seeing this many results. Why don't we give him the benefit of the doubt this time and just let him follow this through? Because the fact of the matter is Biden and Obama and all of these other leftists have gotten us into this hole. And for some of this, it's going to get a little bit worse before it gets better, but it's going to be necessary for change to stick. I mean, we were talking about the CR, the continuing resolution, on my show yesterday, just with regard to all of the things that President Trump is doing. And I understand the gut reaction of just like, well, we can't spend anymore. And it's like, well, this funds it through September, okay? And look at what all he's done in the first 50 days. We have to continue doing this work to root out all of the fraud and the corruption, to get all of these illegal criminals out of our country. Like we have now, the money is actually being put to good use. We're not raising the levels. We've got to fund this work so that it can get done, and then we can cut stuff, right? But it like you've got to fund it first so we can get rid of this stuff, because it doesn't come at a free price. And if you want anyone to blame for that, blame Joe Biden and Barack Obama.
Yeah. Do you like the continuing resolution? Do you like it, the CR?
I mean, do I like it I don't know how to, I don't love it. But I think that it's necessary in order to continue doing the work that they're doing. I don't think that it's fair to cut both legs out from under him 50 days into it and be like, oh, actually, well, we're not going to fund all of your endeavors that you just promised America that you're going to do. The unfortunate reality is this stuff takes money. Putting ICE on the streets of Chicago and New York and all of these places to root out illegal criminals takes money. So we got it's an unfortunate necessary component of doing all of this, as long as it is followed up with major cuts. That's the premise here. It has to be followed up.
Move all that money over that they were paying hotel bills and rental cars for illegals. Move that money over for ICE agents.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're redirecting some funds. I mean, people want no spending. That's just not possible. I mean, there's going to be some spending. So I'd love to hear you guys. Everything? Yeah, I'd love to hear you guys in the chat tell me whether you like it or not. Yes or no. Yes or no. I'm up in the air on all of it. I think it's necessary. I think there's a lot of things. Spending is necessary, but it's be the right kind of spending. Right. As long as we're spending the money to take care of America first, not Israel first, not Gaza first, not Ukraine first, or anybody else, then I'm down with that. Not Charlie Kirk. CNN had this inflation report that came out. Now this is CNN. I remind everybody, this was CNN. This is what they had to say. They were surprised. It was better than expected. Let's play the clip.
We have some good news on the economy and really the number one issue for many Americans, the cost of living. So we just learned that consumer prices in February increased by 2.8% year over year, 0.2% month over month. Both of these figures were a step in the right direction, and both were better than expected. So this is definitely very encouraging to see, because it's going to, I think, relieve some fears that inflation was perhaps re-accelerating, because this actually breaks a streak of 4 straight months where I think you could see it on the chart all the way to the right, where the inflation rate was going in the wrong direction, right? It was going higher and higher. Finally, we're seeing it dip up.
Yeah, and what they're going to say is they're going to say, well, Biden handed over a good economy to Donald Trump. It's exhausting, the mental gymnastics that go on with this. Joe Biden did not have a good economy. Anybody that says otherwise is absolutely insane, right? So
I think they always take credit for the good things and then blame, the past president for the bad things. So,
Steve, that may be the most profound thing you've ever said in your life, right there.
No, it's just a blame game, or the take credit.
Politicians, they like to take credit for the good things, and they blame the old guy for the bad things. You know what? That's like a Marlboro commercial right there, bro.
Well, see, I don't really understand, the whole complexity of of that 2.8%.
Yeah.
It's like inflation is up or down. I know it when I pay, buy groceries. That's where I feel it at. Anywhere else,
I mean, I wish I did, but I'm rich. Like, I just don't feel it.
Yeah, you don't feel it.
Sarah and I, we just got money. It's crazy. So And you know what you need to use that extra money on is planting some trees. Let me talk about my friends over at Fast Growing Trees. Did you know that Fast Growing Trees, they're the biggest online nursery in the U.S. with thousands of different plants and over 2 million happy customers? I'm serious about this. You guys, you don't have to go to the nursery. You don't have to go to the box store. You want to plant some trees. You want to take care of your shrubbery. You want to get landscaping ready for spring. Fast Growing Trees is the way to go. They got all the plants that your yard needs. They got the fruit trees, the privacy trees, flowering trees, the shrubs, all the stuff. So if you got plants that you're interested in, Fast Growing Trees has you covered. I like these one-stop shops, and these are good folks over there. So with Fast Growing Trees, they make it easy to get your dream yard by just ordering it online and get your plants delivered directly to your door in just a few days. And they're going to come healthy, and they got an Alive and Thrive guarantee that ensures your plants are going to arrive happy and healthy. You're going to get support if you need it from the trained professionals, the plant experts. You can call them. They can help you plan your landscape, choose the right plants for your climate and your landscape needs, and they'll tell you how to take care of them. So here's what you need to do. I love them. I got the green thumb. I love being out in the yard. Party Foul Steve, he was there digging in the yard yesterday, and one of my dogs, he sent a picture. He was out there helping him. But I want you guys to check out Fast Growing Trees. This spring, they got the absolute best deals going for your yard, up to half off on select plants and other deals. And our listeners of the show are going to get 15% off their first purchase when they use code CHAD, I spell it Chad, at checkout. That's an additional 15% off at fastgrowingtrees.com using code Chad at checkout. Fastgrowingtrees.com, use promo code Chad. Now's that time to save and order. All right. Linda McMahon, we've talked about it on Dear America. Hey, Sarah, let me ask you a question that I was talking about on Dear America. Was there anybody that, was there any cabinet appointments that surprised you or concerned you when they picked them? And is there anybody that has surprised you of either doing a good job or doing a poor job now that they've been placed in that position? Does that question make sense?
Yeah, it does. I had reservations about Pam Bondi when she was initially announced. I really wanted Ken Paxton, so I thought, okay, well, maybe it's just my bias. I'll give her a chance. I'll give her an opportunity. And so far, I continue to have reservations and questions about her being there because, it's funny. My dad just texted me earlier today, and he said, hey, whatever happened with the JFK report or the release of the real Epstein files? And I was like, that's a good question, Dad. That's a good question. And I can't answer it. So I continue to have reservations about her for sure.
Yeah, and I was surprised. I'm surprised at Marco Rubio doing a good job. I had reservations about him when he got in there, but I think he's doing a fantastic job. By
the way, Linda McMahon, I also was like, I don't know. We'll see.
And it's interesting because Linda McMahon, they set her up. She became Secretary of Education, and they put her in that place, the goal of tearing the thing down. So here's what she said. She said, the directive to me clearly is to shut down the Department of Education. What do you think, Sarah? What do you think? You for it or against it?
Oh, I'm 100% for it. Shut the whole damn thing down. Shut it all down. What are you guys doing for us other than, trying to withhold and threaten withholding funding unless we agree to all of your LGBT Marxist ideology? I mean, they needed to be shut down a long time ago. Well, all the lefties will scream and screech about how we just need to give them more money. We give like the most amount of money per pupil in this country, and it is failing children. It's time we do something different for a change and put the states back in charge, put them in the driver's seat where they belonged this entire time. I'm 100% for it. And by the way, I have two school-aged children. So I am speaking as someone who this directly impacts, who this directly affects. And I am saying, bring it on.
Yeah. And obviously they're wanting the money, the funding, as well as the educational responsibility to go to the states. And there's a lot of people that are concerned about states like California. Are they going to push more of their socialist, communist, Marxist, humanism, garbage, trans, whatever pronoun crap? Are we basically throwing these kids to the wolves? How do you respond to people when they bring that up? Have you had to deal with that any at all?
Yeah, I mean, that's just part of federalism, right? The fact of the matter is no one was stopping California from doing that for the last 4 years under Joe Biden. So they're already doing it. And at this point, You guys as parents have a decision to make. You've chosen to plant your roots in places like California and places like New York and, Oregon and all of these crazy liberal areas. And you have a decision to make. Do you want to raise your kids in an area like that wants to teach your children those things? Or do you want to move them somewhere that's safer for them? I think that is the parental responsibility, not the federal government's. Right,
Yeah.
because when you think of the idea, sorry, I had to swallow my spit. When you think of the idea of federalism, I mean, that's the entire point, is that you give the states the rights to dictate these things.
And
the
let 'em
people
do
who
it.
live there choose whether or not they want to continue to live there. I mean, that's the whole experiment of America. So I get it. But at the end of the day, that's the parent's responsibility to determine whether or not it's safe for their child to go there or if they need to find something else.
There's that clip of Linda McMahon getting pile drived by Kane. Heard from Kane the other day. He's a friend as well as Undertaker, and I was like, good dude. For those of you who don't know, he's a great Republican in office over in Eastern Tennessee. That's post WWF, doing a great job too. I agree with you, Sarah. There are those of you, maybe folks just jumped on the show and you're wondering, who is this lovely woman with all this common sense? You all know, you all know. I got to swallow my spit. You all know Sarah Gonzalez from The Blaze. She's the host of Come and Take It, as well as Sarah Gonzalez Unfiltered over on The Blaze. You guys have seen her exposing all the crazy, the trannies, the drags, everybody else. She goes in incognito. You went to that church a couple of weeks ago, and I don't think I've had, you did the clips of them bringing up the dude dressed like a dog and all the other trans and the eternal sisters of the brotherhood, traveling pants, goofy face painted mime gays. I don't know what they were. The eternal sisterhood of the
Sisters
mental
of
retard.
Perpetual
Perpetual indulgence.
Perpetual indulgence, yeah.
So that was, what kind of church was that? It wasn't a church. We know
Well,
that.
yeah, it was not, was the answer, but it was the United Church of Christ was what they, I use this term loosely, was what they identify as.
Yeah. These people, and they threatened you. They threatened you guys they threatened everybody who posted about it with some legal stuff. They sent a strongly worded letter saying that if you don't redact some things and apologize, that they were going to take legal action. Did anything ever come out about that?
Absolutely not. Yeah, no, they sent a strongly worded letter to the manager. The problem is I'm the manager and I didn't care. So, I mean, they had no teeth. There was no teeth. It didn't matter because they were trying to fault us, my organization, Texas Family Project, they were trying to fault us for the shoddy reporting of Fox News. And we were like, we didn't share anything wrong. We didn't defame you. We literally were just posting videos of the things that you promoted and sponsored. And if you're getting flack for that, maybe turn inward. So I was like, sue me, I dare you. And
don't say things
you'll be
about
shocked.
killing Trump reporters, and
Right.
and even if it's tongue in cheek. And then they admitted that it was said tongue in cheek.
Yes.
In the legal letter. I mean, so you
That's
said
the way
it.
they were apologizing. They were apologizing to you right there.
I mean, you admitted that you did it. You admitted that
Right.
you did it. I mean, you're dealing with unhinged people. I don't know if you guys have seen this clip. Here's a street preacher that literally, watch this clip. Now, he's out there doing his street preaching thing, and a trans person walks up and pulls a gun on him. I mean, this dude, play the clip. Give us a
Less
little-
being like somebody you're not and start to humble yourself and be somebody that God made you to be. He didn't make a man to be a woman. He made the man to be a man. He didn't make the woman to be a man. He made the woman to be a woman. And this is the truth. What are you going to do? Come attack me now?
pulled a gun out.
What
Stuck it
way
right
did
in
they
his
pull the
face.
It's up
gun
to you.
out?
If you want to pull that on me, well, God bless you. So you just threatened me with a gun. You just pulled a gun on my face. Man, Lord have mercy on you. This means that you don't even know who you are. Nope, I still love you. Even though you pulled a gun on me, I still love you. It's up to you. If you want to pull...
That's wild.
That's pretty
I'd love to-
brave of him. He kept talking after that.
I mean-
thing
how
walked
calm he
off.
was.
I mean, I pulled a hog leg out there too. I mean, the big old Desert Eagle, like
He's
Magnum 44, dude.
I should say she's packing and she's packing.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's a dude. This is my rifle. This is my gun. This is for shooting and this is for fun. I mean, this guy had both of them plus a wig, Sarah. Wow. He stuck it right in his face. Yeah, that's a big old hog leg right there. And the preacher kept on going, said, I love you. So he had a lot of boldness in that
That's
deal.
remarkable.
I don't know if Hot Seat Todd is in the chat, but Todd's begging for a situation like this to go
Let's
down
go preach on the street in San Francisco or wherever.
Todd's like, I'm going to California to be a street preacher. I got all kind of murder ideations going on in my head.
That's, wasn't our friend John Rich's dad a street preacher in New Orleans? Or
He was
like
a pastor. He was a pastor. I don't know if he
But I
did
think
street
he would
preaching
go
or
down
whatever.
and preach on the street like that from time to
Yeah,
time.
I'd love to find out. I have not figured out what the aftermath of this is. Hopefully they got a hold of this person.
That's
They
what I
got
wanna
some
know.
of that. Yeah, they got a little justice after that deal. Zoom out, Mr. Producer, on this thing. See if we see any comments in the first two or anything underneath that. Scroll down a little bit. Let's see if anything happened. That preacher was a badass. I got to agree. Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da. You know, I had people coming at me. I posted that clip of Jasmine Crockett. We did that opening monologue the other day, Sarah. I don't know if you saw it. I know you follow me very closely and pay attention to every word I say in all of your free time while you're on vacation. But you know, there was a guy who posted on Facebook. He said, I'm going to educate you in real time. You think she's ghetto and all this kind of stuff. No, we literally don't think that Jasmine Crockett is ghetto. We think that she's been completely overeducated in private schools, and she's trying to make herself ghetto. That's the
acting
difference.
ghetto.
So
Totally
this is so as this person, trans women can and will defend themselves today. I became a gun owner. I don't think this is the same person, but these are scary people, man. And I don't know what they're doing with that sickle and hammer right there. Be careful, Mr. Producer, scrolling. We could see all kind of stuff on this deal. You never know what you're going to see with that deal.
It
There's
turned
some
X-rated real quick.
creepy, freaky dudes. Hey, before we go any further, you know what? Our friends out in Levelland, Texas at Allied Oil Field, they know exactly who they are, and they know the difference between men and women. That's my statement, not theirs. But I will tell you that I've talked to them, and they got a lot of common sense, especially when it comes to oil field equipment. They are our friends in the business. They've been doing this thing for over 20 years, and a good friend of mine sent me a message the other day and said I was friends with the late owner, and they have operated this company with integrity the entire time. So if you're in the oil and gas industry, or you are in the trucking industry and you need some stuff built out, they can take you from the very beginning with your ideas and build out the equipment that you need. And then, of course, the hot oil trucks and the pump trucks and the reverse units, all these things, those of you out there in that industry, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They want to be the number one name in the oil and gas industry. Allied Oilfield, they're our friends. You can go to alliedoilfield.com, check them out, peruse their website a little bit, go over there, and that way when you watch episodes of Landman and you talk about it at the coffee pot the next day at work, you'll know exactly what you're talking about when you discuss this equipment. But check them out, alliedoilfield.com. They're over in Levelland, Texas. They've been in this industry for a long time, and they are leaders in it. So go over there and check them out. Speaking of oil and gas, don't set Teslas on fire using gasoline, okay? In fact, let me just give you a public service announcement, kids. Like, don't do it. I know people who have burned themselves up because of the vapors. Gasoline is one of those volatile liquids out there. Even the vapors can ignite. So don't be pouring that on your you rednecks out there. Don't be pouring that on the bonfire or the brush pile before you light it up, because gasoline is a dangerous, dangerous substance. Ain't that right, party foul?
There's a way to do it. Use diesel.
Yeah, diesel or kerosene or something, but just whatever. No, seriously, no gasoline. So this moron decided, masked man. So we've seen him doing it in California and all these other places. This is in South Carolina, of all places. South Carolina spray painted an F Trump and long live Ukraine, because, hey, that's worth dying for, right? And then set a charging station on fire there in South Carolina. Using gasoline, and guess what? He caught himself on fire. I would love to show you the video. You could check it out. You see him just kind of running out there like, I'm a scat man, like just running out through there, just completely.
Are we not allowed to show the video?
We probably shouldn't, but
I'm gonna have to go look that up. I haven't seen it yet.
yeah. This dude's scatting out through the parking lot. He's on fire. He lost some layers of skin, if not his life. I don't know. But again, I'm not going to set anything on fire in the name of Slava Ukraini. I'm not going to do any of that stuff. And I loved what you said a minute ago, Sarah, that Vladimir Zelensky got kicked out of the Oval Office and didn't even get his lunch. I loved what they said to the staffers. They were like, "What are y'all going to do with the food?" They said, "We went in there and ate it."
So good.
Listen, you know what? Your protest is stupid when you start setting yourself on fire. Whether you mean to or by accident, if it involves a flame in your flesh, you probably should rethink your protest, right? Like, it's not a good idea. This person obviously didn't mean to, but I promise you this person, yeah. So transgender terrorists vandalized a Tesla dealership in Colorado. I'll be there in 2 weeks in Ordway with the beef ranchers. And used a Molotov cocktail and graffiti. It's always the transgenders, man. Whether they're putting a gun in your face or setting your electric car on fire.
It's almost like there's a mental illness there at the root that needs to be unpacked and treated. Obviously, hey, please, I know.
mean-
It's a very transphobic thing to say, but hear me out. Maybe we should start actually treating them rather than enabling the problem.
What kind of transgender? I need to know transgender male or transgender female.
Two guesses and the first one don't count.
And
Which one do you
I still get
think?
them confused when somebody says it. I don't know. I'm like, what are they supposed to be?
You need a flow chart.
Yeah, I
you
need
do.
something.
What you need to do is you need to get the Babylon Bees handbook guide to gender. It's a fantastic book. You can get it. It's great. My endorsements are in there as well. And I literally in my endorsement halfway through, I transitioned into a female. So that's some literal prose right there. But you do have to kind of keep a flow chart going on this thing, but it's always the dudes with the testosterone and the testicles that are putting on the wigs and the face paint and the fingernail polish and getting their toes did. They're the ones who are setting things on fire and shooting the bullets and sticking the guns in everybody's face. Because you know what? Estrogen, by and large, might stick you in the throat in the middle of the night with a butcher knife while you're spouting off to a girl that's had a little too much Sauvignon Blanc, and you wind up on a episode of Dateline. But at the end of the day, it's
Sounds
the
like
dudes.
experience.
Listen, bro, I'm just saying, don't ever make fun of a woman's second long bossy toe, or she'll stick you in the side of the neck with it. All right, don't ever make fun of a girl's pedicure or ask her if it's her time of the month. Then you're on thin ice.
Mm-hmm. And also, don't tell her to calm down.
Never.
They never do.
Never.
Don't do that.
They don't. They calm up.
Can I? It's true. Can I say one more thing about this? The long live Ukraine. I'm gonna set your car on fire, and also oopsies myself. It's so interesting, isn't it, that all of these people who are getting very upset and saying "Long live Ukraine" don't bother to actually go there.
They
Isn't that
don't.
interesting? They're
You
all
would
here.
think they would sacrifice their time, energy, efforts, finances, and lives to go over there and do it.
Right?
Go to Ukraine.
They're worried
Go
about
help.
way too many issues in life. That's
You can go. Like literally.
focus on being a
you.
trans, but then now you got to bring Ukraine. What's next? Egg prices?
Too many virtue signals.
Let me look up. Let me just look up.
Yeah, just look it up. We're on live.
I want it. No, it's okay. It's okay. I want to leave. I want to leave tomorrow. I'm going to see if I can look up some flights to Ukraine.
To Ukraine.
I can't get there from San Antonio yet. Let's see how hard it is to get there. Let's go a month out. Let's see. If
I
we
hear
can
the
get-
nightlife's a blast.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. On our dime.
Yeah,
You're
right now
welcome,
they're not.
Ukraine.
Yeah, I mean, just get over there. You can charter flights. You can get in there. I'm telling you. But they don't ever want to go. Let me just tell you. I love Jasmine Crockett. I love her so much. And the guys that attacked me, Sarah, and I know you've made fun of her too. The guys that attacked me, they wanted to talk about how it's a race thing. It's not a race thing, because I can list off a number of free thinking, critical thinking, very educated black men and women. Mm-hmm. And I can give them to you, but you're immediately going to discredit them and get rid of them because they don't fit your list of qualifications that you like. So again, it ain't about race. I could throw people at you all day long, but you don't like those people.
Yeah, well,
So-
including including one of my guests today, Lieutenant Colonel Alan West.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard him speak the way that Jasmine Crockett speaks all the time.
Never have. I mean, yesterday or the day before, you had Eric July on there, and I've sort of heard Eric talk like that a little bit when he wants to, but Eric's a pretty intelligent person who can back up what he's saying. And that's
He's
the thing
also
is,
not in Congress.
also the thing is, and I'm making the point, he makes an intelligent point. But Eric is real. Eric is who Eric is. He's never tried to be something else. You can go back and look at these old clips of Jasmine Crockett, who talks very plain and eloquently and articulately and educatedly. You know, she does all those things, but somehow she's discovered a whole different vernacular that's trying to make her feel like she's part of the streets. And that's not who she is. I think realistically, she's probably a pretty intelligent person because she knows the game she's playing. What do you think?
I would say she's a cunning person, and I would say that she has street smarts.
Yeah.
But like I can't unsee the comments that I've seen her make that are just so mind-numbingly stupid. Like, it's not a crime. Illegal immigration is not a crime.
Yeah, like entering the country illegally is not a crime.
It's not a crime. Like, but you just said it was. So
she offered that sweet little pill last week. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that she has some sort of street smarts, but I mean, when you factor in that she is apparently a lawyer, so passed the bar, along with Kamala Harris and Fani Willis, I am left to just determine that they're just handing those out to everyone.
Well, I mean, you know, I am studying and paying attention to the gentleman that is running against her, that has thrown his hat in the race to run against her. I think that so far he looks like a pretty qualified candidate, and I've got my support behind him. Oh, and by the way, to the trolls, he's black. He's black, and he's seemingly pretty intelligent, and he seems to have some pretty good values there. And I highly support
TikTok
him.
dances?
But, you know, not yet. Not yet. I can honestly say I haven't seen him do a single one. He seems pretty dignified and articulate to me, and he's black. And so the people that want to troll me and come at me and say, you just don't like black people. No, I'm actually supporting the guy that's offered to run against her, and he's just as black as she is, last time I checked. Now, she went on... She put a tweet out there. She said, serious question. Now that Trump did his promo of Tesla, does that mean MAGA will go green all of a sudden? Just talked to a lib friend of mine that is getting rid of his Tesla. I can hook y'all up if you'd like, LOL. This is a weird conundrum for me. Like, you would think that the people on the left, the progressives, the people that wanted the Green New Deal, that they would be celebrating the fact that electric cars are being promoted on the White House lawn, right?
They used to. They did it under Biden.
They did. Well, no, actually, under Biden, they showcased just about every automobile manufacturer out there, and they excluded Elon Musk.
Yep.
They excluded
Didn't
Elon.
he go to the Ford dealership, the Ford manufacturer?
Yeah. He drove the Jeep Rubicon on the lawn of the White House. He did the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. He went to the Ford manufacturing plant. He went to several different places, but he specifically and obviously excluded Elon Musk. You would think that they would celebrate the fact that Elon Musk, who was an self-avowed Democrat, same as Trump, they loved them all when they were Democrats.
The next plant of electric vehicles you'll see Biden at will be the Rascal.
The Rascal.
I know what it's called.
Yeah, that's what it's called. I don't think I got robbed by a little old sweet little lady on a motorized cart. Our pets' heads are falling off. This is what Scott Jennings, who is the only redeeming grace and factor at CNN, had to say when he was asked, or challenged, I should say, about the Elon Musk and the Teslas on the White House lawn. Here's the clip. Play it real quick. I love Scott.
Right. To have the president hawking cars for the richest guy in the world because his political
Does it look bad for the president to support an American company that employs thousands of American workers?
No,
yes.
no,
I don't think it looks bad.
No, he's supporting Elon Musk.
Who do you think builds the cars, brother?
Elon Musk builds the cars?
No, the workers of the United States of America, where they build the. I mean, they're
what
building
I'm telling you
cars
right now is the way I look
He's not
at
the
that
only person that
is
works there.
I look at the president doing a favor for another one of his rich homeboys.
So you don't like this company because you don't like Elon Musk that he supported Trump.
Tesla.
I know, but you're mad that
No,
he's
why don't
supporting the company.
let's
because
shout
you don't like the
perhaps
political.
the White House can bring Ford next week,
Fine.
and then Chevy, because when
they're routinely at the White House, and in
The
fact, during the
cars,
Biden
and then
administration, they were at the White House, and he excluded Elon Musk.
yeah, and that's
from
why
the email.
that's
How
why
about some small businesses? How
right.
I love Scott Jennings. That reminds me of the old Paul Rodriguez bit where, he's using basically Elon Musk of building the Teslas himself rather than the thousands of American workers to create one of the greatest companies that America's ever known. It reminds me of the old Paul Rodriguez bit where he says, you got Juan Valdez down there picking those coffee beans and all. It's just him in that burrow. And if Juan Valdez, he's a bean picking sumbitch. Like it takes more than Juan Valdez and Elon Musk to produce those coffee beans as well as the Tesla automobile. So your take on that, was it a good look to do that there at the White House?
I don't have a single solitary problem with it. Just like Scott Jennings said, it's an American company. But on top of that, I would love to take these people seriously only if we heard them give that same energy whenever Google was in the White House during the Biden administration, whenever the Biden administration was coordinating with Facebook to take down and censor Americans' posts, with Twitter before Elon Musk bought it. I mean, they had no problem with the White House coordinating in conjunction with all of these big empires, with all of these billionaires when it were their billionaires. And now all of a sudden, this guy has gone to the dark side in their opinion because he wants to root out waste, fraud, and corruption. And they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that the president is favoriting Elon Musk. Give me a break. They don't believe any of these. This isn't an idea or value or moral that they have. They're just mad that we're winning. That's all. That's it. That's all that it is. Because if they actually had these morals, they would have been just as pissed off when the Biden administration and White House was coordinating with all of they coordinated with a big pharmaceutical company to give them millions and billions of dollars for an experimental jab. And you guys are upset that President Trump is buying a Tesla? Shut up.
They only
Party
did
foul,
this
Steve.
for one reason, and that one reason was to troll the left. Had nothing to do with him being, the owner
And
of
it's so
Tesla or his
When
buddy.
Donald Trump drove a garbage truck, did it make you want to go out and buy a garbage truck?
No.
Sarah, let me ask you a question, and I already know the answer to this. I love Sarah because we know each other so well. I know the answers to your questions before you ever ask them. Did this stunt make you want to go out and buy a Tesla?
No, I don't want a Tesla.
Exactly.
I don't want a Tesla at all, especially not a Cybertruck. Those are ugly.
They're ugly. Do you remember what happened whenever I texted you one night and you said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm looking at Cybertrucks online." And you said what to me? You said, "Don't you dare."
Don't you dare. Don't do it. Don't you dare do it.
No,
I didn't want a Tesla.
No.
But,
Of course not.
But if they actually care about climate change and the environment and all of these things, they should be happy that Elon actually made all of these electric cars cool. Because, if anyone of these people wanted to buy an electric car for the environment, what are you buying? A Tesla Model Y
Right.
or whatever the hell they're called, or a Leaf? What is it, like a Hyundai, Nissan Leaf or whatever it's, or a Toyota Prius? Like, what are you going to buy? He at least made it cool for people to buy electric cars, and they want to crap on him because he's now helping the president. It's crazy.
Now, this is an honest statement. If a tranny put a gun to my head and said, "Name another electric vehicle manufacturer," I can't do it. I wouldn't be able to do it. You just named one off,
I was going to say, all of them make electric cars now.
but not like
Yeah, they were
Tesla.
forced
No,
to.
not like that, but they do have a division of electric
Well,
cars.
but like Ford literally had to take that program back because they were losing so much money on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like
And
a
they
year
only-
and a half ago, they had to take the whole program back.
And they only started doing that because the Biden administration was threatening that everyone had to be electric and we're phasing out gas and all of that. So they're like, okay, I guess we have to do this now. And then they lost a bunch of money from it. And by the way, now the subsidies are dried up for that. So good luck.
Well, and I'll tell you, and I know people who swear by him and love him. Kevin Wade, K-Dub, he loves his. It's like it's a toy for him. He has a fun time with it. And listen, I got mad respect for all that kind of stuff. But Party Foul Steve, you know how much time we're on the road. Like I can't drive 250 miles and then stop to charge the thing.
Yep.
We got to get somewhere. I mean,
I
literally,
don't
we're
want
flying
to,
into
so.
no, we're flying into Springfield, Missouri. We land at 4:15. I got to be on stage at 6:30, Jesse Payton does, but our show starts at 6:30, which is crazy on a Thursday night. But either way, I mean, like we got places to be. I ain't got time to sit there and plug something in. I mean, I got my finger up my rear end long enough. I can't got time to do it to the car.
Then you
Can't
got
do
to think about where they get the stuff for the batteries. It's slave labor that mines that stuff.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, there is that. There is an element of that, and I mean, the batteries replacing them themselves. I mean, again, this one of the things why there's rare earth metal deals with Ukraine is a big deal. It takes away that the deal with China. The China's trying to getting their hands on them, and they're going to keep on doing that. So it didn't bother me at all. And it also didn't prompt me to go out and buy a Tesla, and I'm okay with all of that. Let me get back up here to my notes, losing everything. MSNBC went so far as to promote Democrat violence. Like they actually said, this is one of the ex-posts that I made. They literally said that, hey, it's just protests. I mean, this violence. I mean, whether you're setting things or yourself on fire, it's just a protest. Play the clip.
Tesla dealerships are illegal. He said today he would label violence against dealerships domestic terrorism. Now, you know I am judicious in how I play this sound, but I think you need to hear it from him.
Mr. President talks about some of the violence that's been going on around the country at dealerships. Some say they should be labeled domestic terrorists.
I will do that. I'll do it. I'm going to stop them. We catch anybody doing it because they're harming a great American company. Let me tell you, you do it to Tesla and you do it to any company, we're going to catch you and you're going to go through hell.
So just to be clear, you protest a private company, you are labeled by this administration a domestic terrorist. But then you also overnight have this post claiming that protests at Tesla dealerships are illegal. He said today he would label.
You want to go out and hold your sign up on a public road that protests Tesla, the way people do outside of a Planned Parenthood, within a certain distance is legal. I have no problem with that. That is America.
If you want to set yourself on fire, set yourself on fire.
I have no
problem
with that. I will stand there and watch. Once you get down to a stump, I will roast marshmallows if I can find them. We will make s'mores. We will make s'mores off of your carcass. I have no problem with any of that. Like I said, I'm enough sociopath. I'm okay. But breaking people's stuff, I'm sorry, that is domestic terrorism. Those are threats of violence. And so MSNBC is quite honestly promoting domestic terrorism. They're promoting violence. They're saying it's okay to do that. It's not okay to do that. And I don't know what problem these people have in their mental disconnect to be able to see that. This is breaking news. Democrat in New York City, he tries to violently charge at a border czar, Tom Homan, in Albany, that's the capital of New York. This is the man seen in the video right here. Do we have it? Can you play the clip? This is a little short one. People are unhinged, man. So anyway, he's been charged. That's a Democrat in New York City. That is Zoran Mamdani. He's an assembly member and New York City mayoral candidate.
Imagine being that upset about getting criminals out of our country.
I mean, look at him push up against that officer, and that officer had some self-control because he should have been decked.
Yep.
In a chokehold.
Where's Hot Seat Todd when you need him?
Put a knee on his neck, something.
If we could just turn the world over to Hot Seat Todd, it would all be fixed. It'd all be fixed. This was hilarious. Trump, he's meeting with the Prime Minister of Ireland, and as we reported this morning on Dear America, Rosie O'Donnell, she has gone to Ireland. She's moved to Ireland, taking her 12-year-old daughter with her. Says she misses her other kids, but she will not return to America until they're stopped stripping people of their rights. We couldn't establish any rights that were being stripped, but this is what Trump went as. And Brian Glenn, my buddy Brian Glenn, is the one asking these questions. He's asking all the best questions that I think are fantastic. Play the clip. Let's hear what he says.
Very happy, fun-loving people, great attitude, many in this room right now that I've met. Why in the world would you let Rosie O'Donnell, Move to Ireland. I think she's going to lower your happiness level.
It's true. Thank you. I like that question.
Mr.
Do you know
President,
Do you know who she is?
Yeah.
I'm joking.
You better off not. You better off not knowing.
President Trump's okay.
Can they revoke her U.S. citizenship since she moved?
They can try to do a dual citizenship, but again, can they revoke
can
it?
our government revoke it?
You can't revoke it just because you moved to Ireland. That'd be a mess. But she went over there,
Can
and
you
as we
revoke it 'cause
pointed
she's a
out,
communist?
well, if you could prove
her
it.
passport.
Yeah.
I mean, where's Joseph McCarthy when you need him, right? This whole thing, for those of you if the audio messed up, he asked the prime minister, why would you let Rosie O'Donnell move there? Ireland's a great place, happy, fun-loving people. And Trump says, do you know who she is? And the prime minister didn't say anything. He says it's better off not knowing. Now, we reported yesterday, it might have been Monday, where we were talking about that teacher in Ireland who was imprisoned for over 500 days with more to come and stripped of all their credentials and their job for refusing to use someone's they-them pronouns. So that teacher had his rights stripped away and was put in prison for identifying someone according to their mental derangement. So Rosie, just know that if you misgender anybody over there in Ireland, you might have some rights stripped away. That's something that ain't happening here in America yet. So, and I like Ireland too, for the most part. Yeah. Some of that yellow spot, red spot, green spot. If you know, you know. Steve likes the red breast. Yeah, the 12-year red breast. Steve knows all about it. Oh, good luck, Rosie. She can stay. And then Trump calls Chuck Schumer a Palestinian. We're going to finish on this one.
Palestinian, as far as I'm concerned. He's become a Palestinian. He used to be Jewish. He's not Jewish anymore. He's a Palestinian. Okay.
That's funny.
Oh, my Lord. Sarah. Don't you just love it? We've been talking about, Sarah, you and I have been talking about it for years, just the comedic value alone of Donald Trump. It is fantastic. It's so much fun. Sarah, you having any fun doing your show these days?
No.
Just quit. Quit.
Yeah.
Come on. You need to come on the Dear American Network anyway. Just come on.
Hey.
Bring your stuff.
When are you going to invite both of us on your show?
I would love that. Oh, Chad's shaking his head no.
I mean,
we can make
what could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Have you seen Brianna Morello since she moved?
No, I'm supposed to see her this weekend.
Okay, good. She was on the show for a little bit yesterday. I love her. I need to get up there and see you. Not both of you. I need to see you, and if I run into her, that's fine. But if not,
sure.
No big deal.
Now all of a sudden she's moved here, and you want to come see me.
I love Brianna. She's fantastic. She's great.
She is.
She's great. Good luck. What could go wrong with you guys in the same town?
I finally have a friend here.
Oh, finally. They've all left town. Sarah, thank you for joining. I know your time is precious. You got to do your show. You got to tape it at 3 Central. And, of course, your show airs every night at 6 Central on the Blaze Network, as well as on your YouTube channel.
Yes.
And that's Sarah Gonzalez Unfiltered, right?
Yep, Sarah Gonzalez
That's the
Unfiltered.
name of the YouTube channel.
That is the name of the YouTube channel and the name of the show. Yes.
Good. It's good. And you can find her at Sarah Gonzalez, that's with an S, and there's no H in Sarah, TX, Sarah Gonzalez TX on both Instagram and on X. So, yeah, girl. I love you so much.
Love you. Oh, thank you. Don't be a stranger.
Anything else we left out that you need to promote?
Well, I mean, the ladies can go to AmericanBeautyBySarah.com. We just had a restock, and we also have some MAGA sequin jackets they can check out, as well as a lovely lip color or a highlighter or bronzer.
Yeah, I got that makeup line. It's a damn good makeup line.
You will never see it. You will never see a biological male in any of our advertisements. You will never.
No.
They're allowed to buy it because I'm a capitalist, but I'm not going to promote it for them. It's for women.
I'll spend their tranny money, but I ain't gonna promote them. Dadgummit. You hear that, Party Foul Steve?
Yeah, I hear you.
And
I have to give a big thanks for some people out there that sent some camera donation money for me.
Yeah, Steve got
So I got like 30 or
Venmo'd.
$40 on here. Venmo there. Richard Rutherford
Thieves
and
don't burn in the kitchen.
Reinhold. Thank y'all. Keep it coming. We'll have a camera
Yeah.
within the next 5 years.
At Party Foul Steve on Venmo. Well, moving on up.
And a laptop and all that good stuff. So I can have a legit studio at the house.
Party Foul Steve, don't take anything when you leave the house, okay?
Dude, I've already loaded it up before we went on air.
Got a truckload of stuff. Look how tired my eyes are, Sarah. Oh, my gosh. Remind me to never go out to the woods and try to do live shows. I love you guys. Please go to where podcasts are offered, and you can listen to Sarah Gonzalez Unfiltered or watch her, and I encourage you to do that. You guys check out The Blaze. Subscribe to them over there. They got some great content and some cool documentaries and more stuff coming up. A lot of my family and friends are over there on The Blaze, and the mostest is Sarah Gonzalez. So thank you, baby, for joining us today.
You're welcome.
I love you so much. Love you. And for the rest of you guys, make sure that you go over to the Chad Prather Show, like it, rate it, review it, do all that stuff. Click like before you hit out of Rumble or over on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, Chad Prather, or on Rumble, Chad Prather, that's my name. Make sure that you do that. All right, Alicia Victoria says, are kids safe in school at all? Though I've seen red state school with left teachers who teach our kids pronouns, trans things. Can the government put some kind of regulation in schools? No, your kids are not safe in school at all. I don't think the public school system is dead in the water in terms of its positive effectiveness. I just don't think that it's a good thing. I have said from the very beginning, our public education system, it is the wrong system. It is the wrong mode. It's the wrong foundation. It's built on the wrong principles. And the only way to, in any way, save it is to burn it down and rebuild it. But the way they're going to rebuild it is not a way that people are used to. And that's going to take a lot of sacrifice and hard work and rethinking things. It's a major paradigm shift. MXY859 played a stupid game and won a stupid prize. Yeah, don't light yourself on fire. The fumes will light you on fire. If you're in the vapors, they will ignite. Mamoose loves Sarah on the show for any DA family going next week into the Springfield shows. If you're interested in meeting up for a brunch, that's Sunday. Hit me up. We'd love to meet fellow DA families. Oh, it's going to be so offensive. We're going to have the most offensive shows. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be good there in Springfield, Missouri. Come on, bring an open mind and a thick skin. Anything else? That's it. All right. Well, I love you guys. That's it. We don't do a lot of super chats around here, man. That's a Dear America thing.
We always forget to say.
You
never
know,
know.
I never think about stuff like that. But yeah, I appreciate you guys over the Dear America show, the Dear America family, jumping in there. I talked to Graham Allen just a little while ago. He's doing well. He is busy. And I got a text message from Royce Chamberlain. Ultimately, he got a lot going on too, man, and he was just checking in, and I was checking in on him. So everybody's doing good, man. All God's children are rocking and rolling, doing God's work. And Party Foul Steve, thank you, my brother, for jumping on here. And for the rest of you guys, we will see you tomorrow morning on the Dear America program. Don't forget Hot Seat Todd. He'll be up here at 3 o'clock. And is that right? Yeah, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, Central? No, 3 o'clock. I don't know the times. Just watch Rumble on Dear America or Hot Seat, and you'll know what time he comes on. And don't forget, Maggie Moo's going to be on this evening on the subject. I love you guys. We will see you tomorrow morning on Dear America. God bless you. I hope y'all have a fantastic afternoon. Enjoy yourselves. And don't light yourselves on fire. We'll talk to you tomorrow.